Greetings, my friends. Welcome back to Larry's Fountain Pen, and I'm Larry. I hope you made it back with me today because today we're going to go vintage. How's that? Vintage. A special thanks for this beautiful pen that was gifted to me by Mr. Announcer
Tiffany Zeisler.
Thank you, Tiffany, so much for this beautiful fountain pen. It's a small lady's pocket pen, but I tell you what, I have sure been enjoying this pen enough to have inked it up 3 times. This is the Waterman 92V, and it does have the Waterman 92V at the bottom of the barrel. It's a medium nib. It doesn't have the nib size on it, but it tends to write more of a medium, and it does have a nice bit of flex to it, a nice bounce to the nib. A 14K gold nib. I mean, it's a beautiful writer. I was totally impressed the performance this pen puts out. But again, it's a Waterman, right? So Waterman does have some awesome fountain vintage pens, especially. It is a lever fill with a bag inside, and the bag has been replaced. A gold-plated trim. You'll see a band here with some little, I would say, decorations, or has some kind of symbols on it, or the best I can make out. Then the clip is unusual. It's a very small little clip, but it does work well. It has 2 little cutouts, looks like, right on top. Yeah, it does. So, I've never seen a clip like this before, and the clip, as you see on top of the finial of the cap, goes into it. So, it's a pretty interesting fountain pen. And on the barrel, let me pull that up. We're going to have Waterman's, made in Canada, and fountain pen, it says. Oh, that's everything it has on it. I've been trying to find out as much information as I can on the pen, but I haven't yet done so. On the cap, it has Waterman, again, made in Canada. So you have the name here and on the barrel. And it's a twist-off cap. This pen was made from about the 1930s. Small size, ladies' version of the Waterman 92 that was made in the USA about the 1930s as well. The length of this pen is 4 1/4 inches. It's a celluloid plastic, and these are grooves in the cap. Grooves in the cap band right here. So what I was saying earlier, they call it grooves in the cap band. I call it symbols. The pen does post very securely, and without posting, it would be very uncomfortable to write with. I have small hands, and you can see how small the pen is. I have written with a pen like this, but my hand will tend to cramp up, and for quick notes you can get away with it, but for a nice, comfortable writing experience, I would have to post it. I brought a few pens out to kind of give you an idea how the pen matches up to other pens. Here is the Estabrook, and the Estabrook is a bit longer, but almost the same grit, but I would say the Waterman 92V has some more girth to it. And here is the Kaweco, not as long as the 92V, but close. Last but not least, the Tashiki. Is that how you pronounce this pen? Tashiki. You know how I am with Tashi, pronouncing names. You can give me I'd get a D at least, right? Okay. You see how the Tashi holds up to that as well. So, kind of gives you an idea the pen range in that. Okay, that'll take care of that one. The pen weight was 12.4 grams. I measured the ink, how much this pen held. It's 0.6 ounces. And the ink that I'm using in it now, well, I first used some Serenity Blue, and now I'm using the Waterman Audacious Red. And again, the nib is flexible, fine, medium, gold. It's a gold Waterman Ideal nib with the head shape cut out, as you see in here. The head shape is cut out into a heart. I call the nib a head because it has a little heart in there, and that's what is cut out in the nib. Isn't that kind of interesting? So that's why I call the nib, for the heck of it, a head. Something different. But it is interesting, a little pen. It's fairly smooth. It's really a nice nib. So it has some easy line variations that you can get from this pen, from a thin to a nice large broad, and a double broad with just a tiny bit of pressure. Now that's pretty cool. So this is the Waterman 92V. I love the color of the pen. Really a nice pen. And the feed, that looks kind of an orange stripe down the middle of the feed, doesn't it? That's interesting. So, what do you say we do some writing and see what this little lady can put out? And she can put out some really nice scripts on it. At least I think the pen does. So, all right, now, hopefully there's enough ink in it because I've been writing with it. And that's with pressure. And pressure. This is no pressure, and here's pressure. Pretty nice. And as you see, the pen wrote very well. No problems. There was no skips, and has really a good ink flow. Fast writing. And no problems. I really think this is a cool pen. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Very nice. So there you have it. The Waterman 92V. Now I'm interested, maybe one day, God willing, to get in the Waterman 5.5. I heard that those nibs are really awesome nibs. So, I don't really get into a vintage, but this kind of pen, yes, I can get into vintage. This is just a very nice fountain pen, and I really do enjoy it. And Tiffany, again, thanks to you for gifted me this pen. I really appreciate it more than you know. Thanks a lot, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. I'm glad that you opened your doors and let little old me in your house. So, with that said, I'm going to get out of here for a while. Until my next review. Love you guys. Peace, hugs, and remember, don't text and drive. Leave those comments below. See you later. I'm out of here.